Hello survivors and welcome to another tutorial. Today we're going to cover traps. I'm Fantastic Mr. Ghost and oh god, let's go. Alright, enough screwing around. Let's get to work. So this is the thing that I stepped on. I turned the power off though. So let's pull these things up here real quick. Alrighty, I cleaned up my mess. That was fun. Last tutorial, I'll post it. There's a little card that pops up on the top right. I'll link to that. If you haven't watched a tutorial on electricity, go watch that if you want to learn more about it, because we're going to be expanding on what I've done already in that tutorial. So you'll see that I have 4 generators, 4 switches, 4 of these electric wire relays. I have a hatch here. So we're going to be blowing up our, electrical stuff here today. We're going to go crazy and hook up a bunch of traps. Electricity pops along kind of mid-game. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll get electricity very early. If you can get it before your 7-day horde, your first 7th, if you're playing in normal settings, your 7th day. If you're lucky, you'll get some kind of electricity, but you really have to min-max and work really hard. You have to be fast. But under normal constraints, maybe day 14 horde, you'll have some electricity. I doubt it. 21 is kind of the normal kind of path there. But like I said, there's players, really experienced players. I can get pretty quick electricity, but it's tough because you have to perk into certain things early on, and it makes it tougher on the player to handle the zombies when you're dividing your perks throughout other things. So let's talk about perks really quick. Now, in the last tutorial, I was doing my editing, and under the crafting skill books here, let's talk about this. Harvesting tools. All you gotta do is click on this here under your crafting skill name, all this. Right here is where it tells you what you have to put points into, perk points, in order to increase your chances to get these books. I never saw that until my last tutorial. So if you go to Repair Tools, Advanced Engineering. Salvage Tool is a salvage operations. Obviously, Knuckles is brawling. These are kind of no-brainers here. Blades, clubs, sledgehammers, bows, archery, spears is spearmaster. Handguns, shotguns, rifles, machine guns, and explosives is demolition expert. It's a very duh, right? Now, robotics is electrocutioner, and robotics inventor. Armor is boosts loot odds by increasing any attribute levels. So the attribute levels are, it's under here, perception, attribute right here. So that's how you increase that particular one. Now let's go back in here. Medical is physician. Master chef for food. Seeds is living off the land. Electrician is advanced engineering as well as traps. Workstations is advanced engineering and or lock picking. Boosts up to crafting level 15. Interesting. And then vehicles is grease monkey, obviously. So that's how you increase the chances to get these books. So let's go into our intellect. Advanced engineering is where you want to put at least 1 point early on, and then also intellect, putting a point in intellect may help there too, but your best bet is just, what happens is you get 1 point in all the attributes, right? Strength, perception, all that, blah, blah, blah. So you're able to put 1 point in every single one here, and that's across the board for all these here. So if you want to increase your chances of getting the traps books and also the electrician 101, advanced engineering is where you want to put it. Now, I wouldn't bother with lockpicking early on because you're going to need this anyway, especially if you're single player, because you get a lot of good stuff in the advanced engineering discipline here. I always try to eventually max it out, especially on hordes. Well, once you get the electrical traps in, you want to capitalize on them and get experience, because you can actually do some AFK bases. You're going to need to maintain them because AFK bases do wear down when zombies are getting, smacked around. All right, so let's cover this mess right here. I'm going to get my wire tool out, and I pre-wired these up so we have a generator, a switch, and the wire relay here, electric wire relay. And they're all different. They're all on separate circuits. So last time I covered that each generator max is 300 watts. So if you're going to go crazy on your horde bases with electricity, you have to be mindful of how much power each generator is drawing. Now, you may not. Now, the reason I'm doing separate generators is just for simplicity here. You can maybe combine some functionality into one generator. You don't necessarily have to have, 4 generators. You can have maybe 2 generators, and then you can go from, you can go from like this generator here to this switch. And what happens is, this is disconnected now. So you have one power source, 2 switches, but 2 branches. That way you can switch systems on and off at will. But what I want to do is just demonstrate having multiple generators, multiple switches and all that, because, it's just fun. Now, the first thing I want to do is connect this relay to the door. This is a powered hatch. A lot of times in horde bases, you're going to have a hatch you pop up to keep the zombies from getting to you, so you have some barrier. And if the zombies are having troubles pathing to you, you can drop the hatch down, and then they'll recalculate or figure out that, the player is exposed, and I can path to them. So if you have like a stair-step base or some kind of base where the zombies are coming up to you, having a hatch with a high hit point value may divert them to a weaker point in your base. So it's helpful to have the hatch on a different switch so that you can control it easier and have it close to you, the player, while Horde Night is going on. Now, the second circuit here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over here, and I think, here's my fence posts. So what I'm going to do, and I kind of showcase these in the electrical tutorial, but I didn't go over them in detail. So let's say this is a walking location for a zombie, and let's just plop some, and this isn't going to be perfect. This is just for demonstration purposes here. So what I'm going to do, and we're going to put some electrical traps down. Now, let's talk about these here for a minute. So under your crafting tab, you have electric fence post. Here's your timer relay and your wire relay. These are all made in the workbench. You need iron ingots and electrical parts. So you can make these, but this is another bottleneck where you have to find forged ahead books, get your forge up and running, and then be able to craft the iron ingots. Now, you can find them in the world. You can wrench certain things in the world to get iron early on, but it's a real waste of time. You're better off going out, finding books, setting up your base, and getting ready for Horde Night. You can also buy these items from Trader Rect or any other trader. The problem, though, with the traders is they don't always offer those items. So sometimes you're going to be on your own. So just be kind of, check the trader. If you can save time by buying these things, if you have enough dukes, go for it. Do it early and often. But if you do get the books to craft the iron, and you have the electrical parts, and you get 25, I think it's 25 books for the traps, then you're golden. Now you need a generator, you need the switches, you need all that stuff. So it is time consuming, but once you get it set up, your hordes are going to go so much better. Now, I covered all the generator stuff in the last tutorial, so I'm not going to cover that here. So let's put a couple more of these down. Now, let's get our wiring tool out. Now, what I want to do is connect this connector here, or connect the wire to each one of these separately. And the reason you want to do that is because if any one of these fail, if you do it in series, it's okay. But the problem is if you do it in series, let's say this one let's say a cop blows up or a demolisher and it takes this one out, but you're safe and you have like, maybe these 2 or 3 that didn't get affected by the explosion. Well, if you have it wired in series and this one comes out, they all come out. So you want to wire in parallel. Now, you'll notice that I have a red wire here. Well, what happens is that your player, the reference is the player with the wire length. So if you move up and then, find out where that point is, you can make the connection. You have 15 meters in length, and it's referencing the player. So as I walk, you got to be mindful of that. So don't make your base too big. Now, you can, if you're out of range with the wiring, you can put another electric wire relay further down and then wire to that one, and then that extends your wire reach. So now what we want to do is connect from each of the wire or the electric fence posts to the one on the other end. And you'll notice that we have a yellow current flow and a blue. So obviously that blue is indicating that it is a electric fence post, and this is a damage dealer. They do deal a little bit of damage over time, and these things are amazingly OP in my opinion. They are so much fun. If you do what do you call it? Let's go into here. We'll go into skills and perception. Deadeye. If you are perking into rifles, this is imperative for awesome multiple headshots. Couple that with the penetrator and using AP rifle bullets or 7.62. Holy cow, you're going to have so much fun on Horde nights with the electrical traps and a rifle and AP ammo. It's a funny show. Seeing zombies just flying everywhere in the air. So it's amazing. Now, so we have this electrical trap thing set up here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on right here. Oh, wait. Yeah, let's turn this one on. And then we'll turn this one on. Let's flip the switch. So there's our hatch. Now, I like to have separate circuits for each one of these, because then if I want to lower the hatch but keep the traps on, I can't. So there might be a case where you want to do that. Now, this is the electrical wiring. I'm going to go into God mode because I don't want to die. I'm going to zap myself here. And there we go. So I'm in God mode. I won't take damage here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's turn this off. And I'm going to bring up my repair tool. Now, I want to showcase this right now before I forget. So you'll notice that over here, we're okay. But if we go on the other side, these are taking damage. So this one didn't, that one did, that one did, and that one did. Now notice it's taking 1 iron and some electrical parts. So when you hook up your system, your base, what you want to have is an egress on this side if you so desire. I mean, you don't have to, but let's say we go, oh yeah, let's do this here. Let's go on this side. We'll go here. And this way, like the zombies are going to come down, like say a hallway here, okay? We'll put some in here, like so. And eventually you get the steel. I just like steel. It looks cool. So we obviously want to, block this off here. Let's just say that, we're standing down here and we're protected with a hatch. We've got all kinds of stuff around us, and the zombies come in and they're going to go, let's get that guy and eat his brains. Well, they're going to get stopped here. So now what you can do is, let's carry on. Put these in here like so. And then I'm going to pop this one out. It's accidental placement there. And then we'll go ahead and I think that's fine there. Go there. So now put one here and here. So we're standing here, and let me pull these out. So we're standing here, we're shooting zombies, and you'll hear this real zappy noise. And you'll see visually, if you put up bars, you can put up bars here, and you'll see when a trap goes out, when it's completely damaged, it'll make a loud racket and start zapping and all that. So what you do is run over here and quickly repair it while the zombies are being, tied up with the traps, and then run back into position, get your weapon out. Let's say I got this weapon here. Get your weapon out and start just shooting them, So, like that. Yeah, there you go. That sounds better. So just note it's the end of the line. So if I get my tool out here, this one here is the start. So we've got source, destination, source, destination. So the final end of the electrical fence posts are going to take the damage. And this is where you want to have access to repair. So the way I have it here, you might want to flip your generators on this side and wire up, or well, actually, let's see. No, you could wire these over here and then wire over here and across this way, and your repairs can be done on this side. So it doesn't matter where the end is, you just need to be able to access them if you so desire. I don't usually fix my electric fence posts because I have multiple stages of them. So you can get really elaborate with stage 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can keep falling back as the zombies kind of come through. Now, I've played on Warrior 64 Zombie Horde Nights, and I've never needed more than just one phase, because once you build up your character enough, and you have, like, say, an M60 and a rifle with AP ammo, you're going to rip through zombies. I'm talking the worst hordes you could get. And, it's just basically, trivial at that point, but it's still fun. All right, so now once you have this set up here, you're good to go. Obviously, we build the walls up, keep the zombies from, coming in from all sides. But this is good enough for now, for demonstration. Now, let's talk about these SMG turrets here. Now, under normal constraints, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one here and one here. Under normal constraints, if you're not playing 64 zombies, you're playing 8, normal, settings, an SMG turret is pretty good to mow down the zombies. And you get experience from that. So if you set these up, you can just sit here and let these do the work. Now, be mindful that SMG turrets do eat ammo pretty good, and shotgun turrets aren't too bad. Now, I have those too. But let's wire these up. Now, sometimes what I'll do, depending on how many I have, I'll use this connector here that is wired to my hatch, and I'll just wire the SMGs or the shotgun turrets to that. And the reason I do that is because they're not going to shoot me. So let's go into this and I'll show you what to do here. So we press E to interact. Now these only take regular 9mm ammo. You want to lock the ammo or else it will not fire. Then you can change the camera preview by clicking on this box, and then you get a bigger box here, and you can aim the barrel of the gun that way. Press escape to get out. Now you have these settings up here: target zombies, target strangers, but you can also target allies and self. This is how I got my little intro. I selected self, but you don't want that unless you're testing. And chances are, once you set this up, you don't really need to test it. Just make sure you're aiming in the right spot. So now let's go here, and we'll put some ammo in this one, lock it, click on the camera. We'll kind of aim it in the center there. Escape to get out. Escape to get out. Now, one thing I want to mention here is I do have a land claim block, and here is the boundary of that land claim block. The reason you want a land claim block in your horde base is because then if you do screw something up when you're building, you can pull it up. So you'll notice that this blade trap right here is green. It has a green box around it. If I go outside of the box, the land claim block area, you'll see that it is white. Let me get this out here. Yeah, so this is just a trap. The blade traps are so wonky. So you'll see that it is now white. And that means that you can't pull it up. So once you put this down, you can't pull it up in a area that's not around a land claim block. You'd have to put a land claim block, then pick it up and take the land claim block out. So that's what's going on with that. So we have our green here. So let's go on that box and E to deactivate the green lines there. Okay, so we have our SMGs set up and everything is good. Now you can the SMG turrets, if we go in here, let's clear that. If you type in auto, they'll come up and you'll see that it's in a workbench here. So let's click on that and you'll see that it requires a motion sensor. So that's the camera. Inside there is a motion sensor already built in. So you don't need motion sensors to control the turrets. However, you might want to hook up motion sensors to dart traps, and we'll cover that in a second. Oh, and I should mention that these are the two books here that you need to unlock. It's 25 for the electrical stuff, you know, for the generators and all that, and then it's 25 for the traps to unlock the good stuff. Now the SMG and auto turret, or shotgun, the auto ones, they come way later. So don't depend on having the turrets early on. For bird defense, what you can do is on the top of your base, what you want to do is get these wood spikes and then eventually iron spikes. You want to put those on top of your base to keep the birds from getting you, because depends on your game stage, but around day, let's say horde number 3, day 21, if you're playing 7-day hordes, normal settings, you'll start to see the birds coming. And the spikes on top of your base, they'll try to dive bomb and get you. What they'll do is they'll hit the spikes and die. So just litter spikes all over the top of your base. You can double, triple layer them. They stack on top of each other so that you have plenty of spikes to, for a couple of hordes. If you want to do it that way, you can. Now, this setup right here, what's going to happen are the zombies are going to come in, and these turrets are going to shoot them. If they make it a little bit further, the electrical wires are going to stop them, and the turrets will still keep pounding them with bullets. So it's really fun. So I'm going to see, let's turn this one on here. I want to see if I can get some zombies to come down here. So let's go ahead and get some Arlenes in here. Here's some Arlenes right there. What you got to do is point the crosshair kind of ahead a little bit. Press F6 in creative mode, and then Arlene. Wow. She got mowed down quick. Let's do that again with a couple more. So you can see the power of the SMGs. Now, granted, you're going to get these really late, but you saw how, wow, look at that. Her head is still zapping. Oh, that's crazy. So let's turn these off here. I don't want to get zapped. Look at this. Her head is still I've never seen that before. That's hilarious. Well, eventually they'll despawn. So, yeah, you can see the power of the SMGs. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn this on. And let's go up here. And I want to show the traps, or the electrical traps first. All right, Arlene, come on down. Okay, I'm going to get my dev tool gun out here. So, bam. There they go. Bonk. Bonk. So you can see that it's really holding them up pretty good. Really holding them up. So now you can just aim for their head. Now, this gun will shoot through everything, so this is a dev tool gun here. Oh, if you're interested in creative mode, press F1 to get your console. Now, don't do this in a save that you're actually playing. Go into a new save and screw around with it. But if you press, or you type in DM, enter, then type in CM and enter, that's dev mode, creative mode. Hit escape. Hit escape again, and you'll know that you're in creative mode because you have these two options here, and you also have some commands here. I can change the day to like 7 in the morning. You see how up top it says 7:35, even though it says 7.6. It's, you know, a calculation there. So we escape out of that, and we're good. Now, pressing U on the keyboard here, you'll get into, this is the picker. So all kinds of, you get everything in the game here. Everything. So for example, I can, oh, all right, over here, you want to click this dev blocks on, and then type DEV for dev. And this is the super digger and the instant death pistol. There's a bunch of other crap here, which I don't mess with, but this is the two guns I have down here. So I just wanted to showcase that so you know what's going on here. All right, now you see the power of the electrical traps and the SMGs. And so let's take a look at the shotgun turret really quick here. We'll plop it down, and I'll get my wire tool out. I'll daisy chain from here to here, and let's get out of there. I'll pop this over there, and we press E to interact with it, and then we can put our shotgun ammo in there. Make sure you lock it, and then we'll turn on this, and then we'll come over here. E to get in. Same thing. Camera, aim, escape, escape. You're done. So there you go. So now I'm going to turn this one off. And this one here is our electrical traps, our, you know, zappies over here. Okay, so that's that. Now, let's talk. Oh, I have them on me here. Let's talk about dart traps. Oh, I don't have them on me. Okay, here we go. Wait, where'd they go? Oh, here they are right there. Yeah, I have it. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up dart traps. So we got to spin them so the arrow is... Now, they used to not have arrows on them. This is very helpful. But let's go ahead and put them right here, right here, right here. And you can put these anywhere you want. Now, be mindful that they take damage. I think I got that lined up. Yeah. Let's go ahead and put... yeah, 3 is fine. There we go. So I'm going to punch one. They're only 100 hit points. So if you have a cop that blows up, it's going to be a bad day. Okay? So let's put down... Now, they have these things right here. I really like these. These are kind of cool. So these are 1x5 pressure plates. And let's get our wiring tool out. So we're going to go over... I'm going to use this one right here. So let's connect to this connector here. And then I'm going to connect from one... Oh, hold on a minute. Oh, yeah, let's get out of that. Go back in. Right-click, 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 right-click. And then what you want to do is... Now, all of them are going to fire. I just want to demonstrate this here. So if I connect to this one, and then I can daisy chain to there, daisy chain to there, and I might as well go from here to this one as well. Now you can't see the wire when you go, obviously, from one to the other like that. Okay, let's turn those off. Now, these take the iron dart. Now, these are a resource sink. Massive. So here they are. They're made in a forge, and it takes 3 iron, 1 clay. With advanced engineering, I might draw it down. I don't know exactly how much it is, but, you know, once you get to that point, you'll start to see a savings. So that's your iron dart ammo. So you interact with it just like any other thing. And I'm just going to put in half there. And you want to make sure you lock the ammo slot. Same thing for here. Plop it, plop it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the ammo in all of these. Okay, that's all set. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep... Let's turn this one on here. We'll turn the switch on. I'm going to get my wiring tool out. and we're all connected. So let's go ahead and step on these, and you'll see that they are all shooting no matter which pressure plate I'm standing on. So let's go here, and let's test it out with, like, maybe 2 Arlenes. Arlene, I need you to test this for me. Come on through. So you can see that... Oh, I hit her with this thing. Get out of here. You too. Okay. So you can see that they're not really that effective standing alone. So let's go ahead and turn on our electricity here. Oh, wow, that was fast. How did I go so... Oh, I probably have some perk. Let's go F6. Arlene. Get a couple of them. There we go. Now, she must have got by. I wonder why the dart traps aren't firing. What's going on here? Oh. Okay, there we go. Okay, this one here is something wrong with it. I don't know what. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was a fluke. Okay. Well, you can see that, you know, it kind of gets weird there. So let's get our wiring tool out. Now, I'm going to pull these up, and we're going to use a sensor as opposed to pressure plates. Now, the reason pressure plates aren't the ideal way to sense the zombies is because well, I mean, they sense the zombies. They do their jobs. But let's say a cop explodes or a demolisher explodes. Then you're in a world of hurt because it takes out all this stuff here. Now, you can go down here. You could stack them, you know, go 2 by 2, you know, so that you can cover their legs and all that. Now, if you shoot their legs out, they're going to start crawling, and they may get underneath your traps. So there is a way kind of around that where you can put the, let's say, put one here. And you can go, let's say, let me put a block down here. I'll show you some, a way to get around some issues. Come on. Okay, I'm right here. Let's go right here. So I'm going to put a trap here. And this is what I call an angle trap orientation. So we're going to connect to that one. I'm just going to showcase it. So you'll see that this is going at an angle here, and it will almost capture maybe a crawling zombie. So what you can do is you can use the environment and, you know, geometry to lower the wire to get more coverage in this space. Because if you have a crawler, it's going to be able to get through this. So one of the things you could do is dig a hole here and put the trap down further, or you know, before you place these blocks here, put a hatch in so you can open the hatch and repair. Best off not having the end in the ground. Have the one that's at the end accessible above ground. So if you go down further into the ground, that angle will be more acute so that it'll cover more of the base. But you can string wires all over the place. You can do this. You can go crazy with this stuff and make sure that all the zombies are covered. The crawlers, the dogs, the jumpers, all that stuff. So you can go pretty crazy with this stuff. Now, I have sensors on me here. I don't really use these, but let's go ahead and... wait a minute. Oh, here we go. I'm sneaking. Let's go ahead and plop one here. And we'll get our wire tool out. And I'm just going to connect to this one right here. And the sensor here. And then we'll connect to maybe this one here. Or, oh wait, red. Let's go to that one. And, oh, we're going to need power on this. So I've never, like I said, I don't use sensors. Oh, that's fine. Let's go on this thing. Okay, we don't have power, so let's go ahead and turn this one on. And we'll click on that one or press E, and you'll see that we have the ability to aim this thing. We'll hit escape, hit escape. Let's turn on everything. And let's see if this will work. Like I said, I don't use sensors. I don't use pressure plates. I don't use the dart traps. What I found is that the electrical traps plus blade traps work fine. The turrets are good for bird defense on top of your base, and that's all you really need. So let's go ahead and see if this will work here. All right, here they come. So I don't think that's working right now. Yeah. Oh, there they go. All right, let's kill them off. So, oh, interesting. Oh, it's sensing me, I think is what it's doing. Look at that. What's it doing? Oh, target self. I didn't, you know what? That's weird. Let's do that right there. And let's try it again. All right, I'm gonna try the Arlene's from here and jump over here. Okay, there we go. Now it's working. There we go. Pop. That can't feel good. All right, so there we go. Yeah, that's weird. Why? I think the sensor is wired for allies because what you're going to be doing is using the sensor to open doors and things. So you can just walk right in, and then when you're clear of the sensor, it disables whatever door and it closes. So most likely they're thinking, most likely what they're thinking is that you're going to use it for that purpose, for getting in and out of like crafting bases and whatnot. All right, the last thing I want to cover here, I think, are the blade traps. And these are fun. Oh boy, are they fun. I think 2 will be fine for now. Now I'm going to wire this one up here to this blade trap. And you want to wire them in parallel. So don't daisy chain them. Don't wire them in series. Because let's say this one gets damaged or completely taken out by a cop exploding or a demolisher. If you wired the power source, destination, it's going, and let's say this one comes out, then both of them are gone. So you don't want to do that. All right, let's go ahead and turn this on. And this, oh boy, a little lag there. Okay, there we go. So one thing to note is, okay, see, these are 20 watts here. I should mention that these are 15 a piece here. The dart traps are 10. So when you're hooking up your power, that's why I like to keep it separate. And let's go ahead and press E to interact. And you'll see that we have 42 watts being consumed by our system. This is 1, this is 2, 20, 40. So that's 42 watts. So for troubleshooting purposes, it's nice to have a generator bank per thing, you know, per set of devices. So 1 for blade traps, 1 for your hatch and your SMG or shotgun turrets, 1 for your electrical traps, you know, so on and so forth. Maybe 1 for your dart traps. That way you can turn them on and off to troubleshoot whatever you're doing. All right, now I don't know why I'm getting this problem with the Arlene's spawning on my head, but let's try it again. Yeah, they're spawning on my head for some reason. All right, come on down. Get chopped up. So all I can do is run over here. There we go. Oh, she's up there. There we go. Come on down. Now, blade traps are amazingly effective. There we go. Now I have to pop her. She's being a crazy one there. Pop. There we go. Now, you know what? I'm wondering if maybe there's something. Look at me. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Why are they spawning on my head? That's weird. Let me try again. Oh, you know, I'm going to go here. There they go. Now they're there. Okay. So I'm going to go over here. Come on over. Time to make a zombie blender here. Oh, and then we can turn that on. That was some quick work. Let's do this again here, because I didn't have the electrical stuff on. Let's go over here. Bam! Holy crap. Alright, now one thing that I want to mention here, let's turn these off here. Let's get our tool out. So, right here, you'll see that the blade traps only have 2,000 health. So, you want to be able to repair them during a horde night. Is it important? Not really. Oh, let's go here and there. So, you notice it took 1 steel per repair. Now, you can let these get down to about 1,000 and just pop them a couple times. So I think it's like 5 steel, 4 to 5 steel. But if you repair them too quick, you're kind of wasting resources. So you can consider this kind of a resource sink. But, you know, your horde is every 7 days. So right after your horde is over, you know, make sure you got your forges firing up, you know, make sure you're crafting ammo. Go out, do some mining when you need to, when you start running low on a little low. But, you know, it's a cycle, right? It's a pattern. Horde night, do your repairs, figure out what you're low on, have a certain threshold that you want in your crafting cases, you know, your resource cases. Okay, I want this much iron, I want this much, you know, forged iron, forged steel, this much raw iron, you know, all that. And it's just a process. Then when you get your base all squared away and you have all your resources squared away, then go out questing, killing zombies, you know, having fun. So that's kind of the thing you want to do there. Okay, now I think I've covered everything here that I wanted to cover. Oh, this is a dart trap bundle here. We can open that and you see that we've got dart trap ammo, trigger plates, we got switches, we got books. Now, let's open up the security camera bundle. Now, you'll find this stuff in loot, high-level loot, because they're blue. So we got a speaker. I don't know why you need a speaker. Now, these trip posts are really good. Let me cover these really quick here. They are probably better than the motion sensor. And they're accessible early on. So I think, now I've never used these, but I haven't had to worry about them. So we wire them up like so. And look at, they got a purple wire to it. That's cool. And then you wire them up to here. And then you wire that up to here. And then I think power might go, I think when the tripwire goes, then the power is still connected, as you can see. So you wire up your power, and then you wire up your tripwires. I'm not entirely sure about that. I'll have to do a little more research on these. But the trip, you know, it's one of these things, just play around with it, and you'll figure it out. But the tripwire is a little more, I think, detailed, and it lines up well with, you know, a section of dart traps. So tripwire, tripwire, tripwire. So once the zombie, you know, if the zombie passes through before he gets murdered, the tripwire will no longer be interacting. Oh, it's this one here. The tripwire will no longer be interacting with the zombie, and it's on to the next one here. So they work out pretty well. But like I said, I usually don't use dart traps. What I do is the electric fence posts, blade traps, and then I'm, you know, sitting back just popping zombies in the head with my sniper rifle or my M60. So simply put, shotgun turrets on the top of your base, you know, zappy wires, you know, and you have a corridor that, you know, you funnel the zombies into so they get stopped by the zapper. You can have these blade traps to make sure that, you know, they're getting chopped up. And it's just fun. You know, blade traps are just fun. So, yeah, that's that. And, you know, have as many generators as you feel you need. You don't have to go crazy. You can have maybe one generator or two. But like I said, you know, you can hook one generator to multiple switches, and then the switches can be controlling, you know, the dart traps or your blade traps or whatever. So anyway, I hope this helps anybody out there looking to set these things up. These are really fun, but I think the biggest challenge is having a horde base that does not require electricity. That's a challenge for you guys to figure out, but it is possible. But if you're playing with zombies, let's say you have a playthrough with 64 zombie settings, you will need the electrical wire traps, these ones here, the electric fence posts. You're going to need them because you got to stop these suckers from getting to you. You just can't shoot them fast enough. You can have an M60 and you're sitting there at the end and just pumping them full of bullets. But guess what you have to do and the zombies don't? Reload. So definitely, if you're playing on harder settings, you want to have at least the the electrical fence posts and blade traps to chop them up. And, you know, let the show begin. It's so much fun. So again, I hope this helps out anybody out there who, you know, needs it. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.